In this video, it is the first drive look at the Arrma Gorgon two-wheel drive brush truck. The big deal here, $170 price point. Like, it is hard to get into an RC car of a true hobby grade for less than $200. This is absolutely staggering. $170 from an Arrma. Let's get it out of the box and see what we have. Confession time. Couldn't help myself. I had to go drive it already. So it is a little bit dirty. It's already been driven, but here's exactly what you get in the box. You get obviously the truck itself, which honestly, check that body out. That thing looks so good. I really like it. Fun monster truck tires. We'll get into the truck more here in just a second. What else is in the box? This is the Spectrum SLT2 controller. Small but appropriately sized. It even comes with the AA batteries in it, so you don't even need to provide those. It comes with a 3300 milliamp nickel metal battery along with the charger that you need. So again, right here, absolutely everything that you need to get up and get running with this vehicle. It comes with the manual, a couple little tools and a couple little tuning parts, bind to plug, a couple little things like that. It's a quick start guide, but it also gives you exploited diagrams and everything like that that you need so that if anything ever does go wrong with the truck, you have all the information that you need right there. But let's get into the truck itself. I already mentioned I didn't know that I was gonna like this body so much. I saw the pictures online and I was like, it's cool, but in person, especially this red, it really pops. It really looks good. Nice front skid, nice rear skid here to help protect the body at least a little bit. The tires are non-foam filled, but you know, it weighs so little that it just seems like it doesn't matter. The tires seem to have decent traction for what they are, reminding, of course, this is only a rear-wheel drive, two-wheel drive truck, so front wheels aren't pulling. You know, you're not going to get as much traction as you would with a four-wheel drive vehicle. Bumpers are very nice and strong, both front and rear. One very unique point with it is how the body mounts. You'll notice no body mount sticking through the top. Underneath here, you will find a big silver clip. You pull that on both sides, and then the body will kind of come up. This is really cool. It's a really kind of no-brainer situation. You have these pegs and they just go down into these holes here. Really hard to screw up and a really secure, nice mounting system. The only downside to it though, however, is it makes it a lot harder to put other bodies on it because you kind of need to adapt into this kind of proprietary body mounting system. So if you're going to put a non-Gorgon body on the Gorgon, makes it a little difficult. With the body off, you can see the core chassis design here, and man, it doesn't seem like there's a lot there. I mean, my hand can almost go around the whole center chassis, but this is kind of in the same design style as the Granite Voltage that came out before, and honestly, this center chassis here is dang near indestructible. There's so much reinforcement, it's so big there that it takes a lot of abuse. You have big, beefy, fixed control arms on all the corners, big, plush, oil-filled shocks that look absolutely amazing. You do have right here ESC and receiver 2-in-1 unit that connects to the Spectrum SLT2. It is a brushed system, 2-wire brushed motor coming back here, and then of course it feeds to the servo here in the front. What this does mean is that if you are going to be doing a brushless swap or something to that degree, some upgrades later in the future, when you replace the ESC and motor, you're going to have to get a receiver as well. You can get multiple receivers that will bind to this SLT2. It's just a slight extra cost that you're going to have to consider whenever you do actually upgrade the truck. Now, talking about one of the things that I think is actually probably one of the coolest things is this real easy battery mounting system. It just comes off straight like that. You can put a battery in there. I've tested all sorts of different batteries. It'll accept many of them in here. It's deep enough that you can kind of tuck the wires in the top, then put the battery in, and then this tray just simply clips right back in. Just like that. Nice and sturdy, no issues with it coming out. The only nitpicky thing that I really see with this truck straight out of the box is the body sits a little high on the chassis. I mean, you sit here and you look at the body and you can see this chassis sticking down. I would love to body drop it. I would love to be able to just lower the whole body. With this truck's main competitor, the Traxxas Stampede, that was something very common. They did the exact same thing. Body sat high, you could see the chassis, but you could just easily cut the body mounts and actually lower it. with how this body is mounted here, it does not allow you to do that. So you do kind of have that like chassis sticking down below the body kind of thing going on. And it's like, man, I'd really love to be able to lower that down. It'd make the truck look so much meaner. Maybe I'll work on something in the future about some kind of 3D printed mounts or something that do allow it to reduce down. But enough of me yammering about it. Let's go drive this thing. First thing I noticed directly out of the box is, man, look at how the truck kind of handles. Look at how the body rolls. Look at how the suspension complies. Arrma really got this suspension right. It's nice and supple. You see usually on vehicles of this price range, way too stiff of springs on it. Speed is decent. This is all on a 2S LiPo battery. Clearly budget-oriented and beginner-friendly truck here. It's not going to have crazy speed, but it's enough to have fun with. It's enough to definitely hit some jumps. It's enough to really get you into some trouble, but probably not quite enough to where you're at the danger of breaking a bunch of parts on a regular basis. So my overall first impression of driving this truck is it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Probably needs a little more power for what I want to do and my skill level and how I drive my vehicles. I'd want a little bit more power. However, for majority of folks out there, if they're getting this as a starter vehicle, maybe it makes sense. Maybe this is an exact right power with the ability easily to upgrade it in the future. The truck handles jumps just beautifully. I mean, you could go up in the air, and a lot of times you could actually still hit the brakes, control the vehicle in the air, which is not something you can do a lot of times with a two-wheel drive. But it did well. Wheelies are fun. Yeah, it does all of this stuff. Really happy with how this truck drove. I think it's a great entry-level basher for someone new into the RC scene. So let's talk about this truck's competition. You start off with the biggest brand that's been around for a long time, which is Traxxas with the Stampede. They offer a two-wheel drive Stampede that is brushed. It is very direct head-to-head comparison with this Arrma Gorgon. I've owned and dealt with multiple of these over my time in this hobby, and right now it is currently on sale. They've just updated the model a little bit, and it's on sale for $199, so $20-ish or so more than what this truck is. 100% cannot recommend it. Based on my experience, the Arrma Gorgon is more durable, more fun to drive, easier to drive, performs better overall. So cheaper price, and it performs better. Cannot recommend the Traxxas Stampede at all. What I think really, for most people, the best way to get straight into this hobby is to spend more money, unfortunately, and go straight to the Arrma BLX line. So they have like the Granite BLX. It's much more expensive, unfortunately, though. It's like double the cost, but it's brushless out of the box. It's four-wheel drive. It does all of the things so much better. Like, at the end of the day, you will spend less money if you just go straight to the Arrma 3S BLX models. I love them, honestly. They're probably, I think, the best bang for the buck in the RC industry that you can get to. So that would be my recommendation. But I understand that that's not the amount of money that a lot of people want to spend. And so compared to the $170 for this truck, Arrma provides their Boost line. All right, so their boost line is basically take those Granite BLX, those BLX like brushless four-wheel drive vehicles, convert them to only two-wheel drive and brushed, and $199 price point, but right now they're on sale for $169. So right now they're on sale for the same price as the truck. So you can get those. Their performance is going to be similar-ish to this one straight out of the box, potentially slightly better actually, based on the platform and the chassis design. Slightly better actually than the performance than this Gorgon. But it gives you, most importantly, an upgrade path. They have a kit that you can buy to make them four-wheel drive. You can't do that to the Gorgon. You can't ever make it four-wheel drive. With all of that boost line, you can. And then they have all of the brushless options, just like you can do for the Gorgon. You can upgrade it to brushless. You can do all this kind of stuff. But there's so many more parts out there and everything. So if you are looking under the $200 price point for an entry-level monster truck, the Gorgon is a great starter if you're going to use it exactly as it is, run it, enjoy it just as it is, done. I think it would be a great choice for you. If you believe that there is going to be upgrades in your future and you want to do bigger, better, faster, grander, you think you want to upgrade to four-wheel drive, you can either just bite the bullet and get the BLXs straight out of the box, which is the cheapest way to do it. Or you go to that $199, currently on sale for like $170 boost models from Arrma. It's still two-wheel drive, it's brushed, it's very similar to this, but yet you have that upgrade path. You have that ability to keep going afterwards. So that's really what I think you should consider at the end of the day here for its competition. If you have any more questions about that, leave them down below in the video description, and I'm happy to talk to you about those. If you're curious about any other vehicles that I've reviewed in the past, a playlist will be popping up right here to your right, so you can check those. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.